Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt greetings and warm welcome to all of you on this first ever Zoom meeting for students. It's a great pleasure and joy for me to be here with all of you today. I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to briefly introduce about myself and to speak a few words about the a new course for Tibetan Buddhism Center for World Peace. After that, I will be happy to answer any question you may have or clarify anything from my side. My name is Geshe Lobsang Nima, although people usually call me Geshe Nima. I was born in Eastern Tibet and became a monk at the local monastery at the age of 13. After 2 years, I fled Tibet, leaving behind my beloved parents, family, friends, and crossed the Himalaya mountains during harsh winter season. This difficult and dangerous journey profoundly shaped my life. After 3 months, I arrived in South India, where I continue to live today. That was in 1992. From 1993 to 2009, I studied for 17 years in Depontasali Monastery University in South India. My study primarily focused on Buddha's teaching as well as commentaries of ancient Indian and Tibetan masters. Those subjects include Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology, Buddhist epistemology, cosmology, meditation training, and many other related disciplines. From 2010 to 2015, I participated in GLO University Examination Program for 6 years. In 2015, I was awarded the Geshe Haramba degree, which is considered equivalent to PhD in the modern education system. In 2016, I joined Tantric College, where I studied for class of Tantra and received important transmission related to both Sutra and Tantra teachings. After 1 year, I returned to my monastery in South India and continue my study on Tantra for another 3 years, eventually earning Tantric degree from my monasteries. In 2019, I returned once again to Tantric College, where I appeared for the final Tantric examination and obtained Geshe Larampa's Tantric degree, which considered equivalent to PhD in Tantra. This summarizes my academic background. Regarding my professional experience, I served for 9 years as secretary in our monastery education fund office, 4 years as editor of our monastery English magazine known as Teluma, and 3 years as principal of a monastery school. I also served 1 year as discipliner for whole monastery, a position similar to that of provost in Western universities. I have visited United States 4 times. My first visit was in December 2017 when I went to the University of Rhode Island as a visiting scholar and stayed there for 6 months. During that period, I had the opportunity to visit the Tibetan Buddhism Center for World Peace, where I taught 1 week course on Land Path by Indian Master Atisha. Since then, I have developed deep and heartfelt connection with this center. My most recent visit to United States was in 2025. First, I came to San Antonio and taught at Tibetan Buddhism Center for World Peace. Later, I served as a guest professor at the University of Minnesota and University of Wisconsin Stout from 20th January 2025 to 15th March 2025 in the same year. Currently, I'm serving as a philosophy teacher in our monastery university. These are all about me, my academic background, and my professional experience. Concerning the annual course for Tibetan Buddhism Center for World Peace, the primary objective behind designing and introducing this course is to a seat of genuine compassion, altruism, and wisdom of interdependence in the heart of people who wish to live happy, peaceful, contented life for themselves and their family. More broadly, the course aims to help individuals contribute to peace, happiness, and harmony in the world for generations to come. In the modern world, particularly in the 21st century, humanity has made remarkable progress in technology, transportation, communication, digital system, and most recently, artificial intelligence. Nevertheless, our world continues to face countless challenges such as wars, unprecedented crimes, geopolitical conflict, social injustice, and economical inequality, and many other forms of sufferings. This clearly indicates that something essential is still missing in our effort to create a world of peace, happiness, and harmony. True and lasting peace, happiness arise from within, but not mainly from material development. Except natural calamities, most of the human problems originate from human actions. Human actions are deeply connected with human mind. Without training and transforming the human mind, there is no genuine way for individuals to experience happy and peaceful life No, there is any way to build peaceful and harmony world. Therefore, for the well-being of both individual and society as a whole, courses such as this plays a crucial role in educating both the heart and mind. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, both the heart and mind. Buddhist philosophy explicitly teach the principle of interdependence. Our happiness, our peace, our well-being, each everything are interconnected. It also explains that our well-being doesn't arise from a single cause and condition, but it is from countless interconnected cause and condition. Furthermore, Buddhist philosophy teaches that others are source of our happiness, our peace, our prosperity, and our well-being. Consequently, actions that harm and disturb or trouble others eventually lead us toward the conflict and suffering in long run. Through gaining this philosophical understanding, we can learn to overcome much of our problem in the life. Because training offered through Buddhist philosophy cultivate realistic attitude, healthy perspective, and balanced emotion. In addition, this training strengthens the power of compassion and loving kindness. Through this quality, understanding, patience, resilience, and forgiveness natural develop within us as we encounter the challenge of our life. Perhaps the most important point is that learning Buddhist philosophy changed the way we perceive the world. Buddha said, with our thought, we create the world. In other words, our experience of the world is shaped by our mind and perception. There is no inherently or independent existent world separate from our mental experience.
Mm.
Therefore, whether we live happily, peacefully, contentedly, doesn't depend on possessing luxurious houses, wealth, status, and power. Rather, it depends on training and transforming the restless and destructive mind. At the same time, Buddhist philosophy inspires us to accept reality of our life. Particularly our difficulty and problem. Many people avoid problem. They hesitate to accept them as the part of problem, as the part of their reality. However, Indian master, Buddhist master Shantideva said, if there's remedy, there's no use of worrying. If there's no remedy, there's no need of worrying. If there's no remedy, there's no use of worrying. When we encounter the problem, instead of avoiding the problem, we should accept them as part of our reality, carefully examine them step by step. In doing so, we will gradually discovery constructive way to overcome them naturally. As our inner strength, wisdom, and joy increase, even our external or physical difficulties become easier to bear and manage. Through that, we can transform even our adversity into our opportunity or spiritual path. This is a brief explanation of benefit of journey or taking this kind of course. The course itself consists of 9 different modules. The first module primarily focus on essential foundation of Buddhist philosophy, thought transformation, and meditation practice. This is designed a 3-month course comprising 12 different classes. I hope to complete all those classes during my upcoming visit to United States from November 2026 to March 2027. To be more specific, first module is extremely important because these serve as foundations of remaining 8 modules. Other module covers classical Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist tenet, science of logic, science of mind, science of emotion, stage and map of spiritual path. If participants are able to complete all those modules thoroughly and consistently, I believe they will gain a strong understanding of essential topics necessary for their spiritual journey and leading peaceful and happy life. In addition, this knowledge also may support those who wish to serve community through spiritual guidance, ethical leadership, and compassionate service. This is a brief that I wanted to share with you all for today. Now I conclude with this much and make sure that this course is not just for information, rather it's for transformation. From the student side, I believe this course is not just for obligation, rather this is for your opportunities. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Geshe La. If it's okay, let's just hear briefly from Teresa. Just some thoughts that you and she have been discussing about how to format the material. As just, I think we'll proactively answer a few questions, if you don't mind, Teresa.
Sure.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Can everyone hear me okay? Great. So hi, I'm Teresa, and I will be helping develop this course into an online platform where you can access all of the materials that Geshe is going to be sharing, the teachings, and any other resources, as well as activities that are related to each module. And so in our discussion together, as he mentioned, the first module, which will take place over 12 lessons, about 3 months worth, that will be when he is in San Antonio, but all of the classes and lessons will be available virtually. So if you're not located in San Antonio or wherever you may be, you can access everything related to the course. And then subsequent modules will be taught with him giving a teaching, and it may be every other week type of lesson, but there will always be activities and other things that we can do as a course together to continue the learning from each teaching that Geshe-la gives. Inside the course platform, we'll also have the opportunity to have smaller discussion groups. So as questions arise throughout the course, especially at the beginning and throughout, there'll be an opportunity to post questions and respond to questions and also discuss things together. So that will be shaped as we go, depending on what the enrollment is. Let's see, the other thing that we discussed is there will be a pre-course survey that will be sent out so that everyone will have a chance to let us know a little bit where you're coming from, what your background is and your interest is in Buddhism, and then there are other learning needs that you may have so that we make this course as accessible as possible. And Geshe-la, is there something else I forgot? I'm trying to think of some of the high.
Yeah, before we discuss about the wide variety of proposal for the student, so please you share with us, about our proposal for the plan for the each module. Once we get done the first module, and then the remaining modules related with the classical Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist meditation training. So we just prepare article, and then I just send back to you. You just made into the PowerPoint presentation like that.
Yes. So there will be.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So he will also be giving us articles, basically texts and other things that we need to read and respond to, post questions about, that will help continue the learning for each module as we go along. So whether in between his teachings as well as, during the teachings, there'll be supportive materials that will be available for us to read and respond to and discuss.
Yes.
Just by way of also proactively answering possible questions, in case you aren't aware, I've put in the chat the link to the course page, and here it is as a screen share. Geshe La's background is here, but if you keep scrolling down, this is the plan for his curriculum for the year, how it will work out, and his estimate for how long each module will take. And as you can see, Geshe La has mapped out a complete, broad overview of the Buddhist path that then you can do additional reading and continue your studies. And of course, Geshe La, for as long as space remains, he will be here with us in the world to help us continue on our path. And our center is, always working on that. But I know most of you are probably familiar with this, and that's how you learned about this session today. But I wanted to just remind you that all the course details, if you scroll down, are on this page. And this page, you might want to bookmark it. Please send it to people you know who might be interested that you've discussed. We're not evangelizing or anything, but it will have also a link to this, the recording of this session, and probably a transcript. As things evolve with the course, this will be the place where we'll direct you, for example, to the learning platform that Teresa's referring to. We'll make sure that this is sort of the hub so that you have easy access. And I just wanted to, before questions, I wanted to just let you know about that. So I think you can either just unmute yourself and ask a question, or if you prefer, you can raise your hand. I'll proactively answer one more question, because we had quite a few questions about the cost of the course. What is the tuition, or what's the fee? And there is no set fee. We don't operate that way at our center. So when you register, there'll probably be a way for you to send donations at any time that you want to, but it's not going to be obligatory. We're not, that's not what this is about. This is about, as Geshe said, taking the opportunity to study and practice in order to transform your experience of life.
I think Judy had a question.
Okay, Judy. You'll need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything that we need, any of the materials that we need to buy, though? Can we, or is it all going to be online?
Yeah, regarding the first module, I just plan to come to the US in this coming November, and then we meet in person. And I teach, based on the based on the specific book. I just shared, already topic, and I try to write an article on each specific topic, and then we just make a presentation based on each of these, 12 topic, different topic, and then we share in the class, interact each other, personally, group, and all the big group like that, So when we completed this first module and then remaining module, then I just, inform you this kind of book is very important for you. So you try to buy or order through the Amazon or other, online like that,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
Mhm.
Oh, one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
So,
Mhm.
do we know what days yet? I mean, is it going to be once a week? Is it going to be on a Saturday? Will it be in the evening? Do you know yet?
Yeah, this time is not sure because,
Okay.
once I get the visa, and then I will inform all of you through the email or through the maybe Tibetan Buddhism Center or please, inform you through the email.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I think, Judy, also, based on what Teresa said, Teresa and Geshe Nima have discussed this, so I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Teresa wants to talk about how the platform will facilitate issues around people's personal schedules.
So when Geshe is doing a teaching, when that's decided upon what time that will be, initially he'll be in San Antonio for that first module, so it will probably be at a time that is convenient. I'm not sure what day, as he said, we'll have to determine that. But then once he's back in India, we'll have to figure out a good time. Like for today example, his time difference is about 9.5 hours from where we are. So it might be, if you want to attend live his teaching, it would be probably in the morning or something like that. I don't know for sure. But then once he is also back in India with his schedule, it would probably be a once a week live teaching at a time that works for where he is and where we are, generally in Central Time Zone. And then that would also be accessible. It would always be recorded, and there will be a transcript available as well for any live class that is recorded for him, so that you would be able to watch it at another time if you could not attend at the live session. Is that kind of, I hope, addressing that, so that, I know things come up but we hope to have a set day and time, at least when we know that's going to be available, and he will be, present online for us, so that people can arrange their schedules. And then as things come up, you can always go back to the platform and access all of the resources, including his teachings and the recordings.
Geshe, we had quite a few questions submitted on Facebook, and it summarized to one general question was, can beginners attend this course, new students to Buddhism? Do I need to have any prior understanding or experience with Buddhism to join this course?
Well, if the student are just the first time or beginner, I think they must attend the first module. The first module is, basically for the beginners. So no problem. No problem. If you are just first time, okay, you can join our first class.
Great. That's good. I'll be sure, I'll go
Yeah.
back to those Facebook
Yeah.
questions and tell them that.
Yeah. So no problem. I just, designing or with the help of the Teresa, we just designing this what is it? This course or the program, from beginning level to the advanced level, step by step. So as I just mentioned, before, the first module is extremely, important because this serve as the foundation of all other 8 modules. So this, I think, no problem. So if you already plan to record all our teaching, then no problem. The student, if they are first time, they can refer to the first, module, and then they just listen to the recorded, video of the first, related to the first module. So I think this help to the student, anytime they wish to join this kind of program or the course.
I thought it would be good to mention again, Geshe Nima has his visa has been applied for, and he'll be having his visa interview, and he's come before, so we don't anticipate any issues. But what I was the point here was that he'll be here in person for several months, and it's a great opportunity to make a personal connection. So if you are anywhere in the area, we really encourage, we will have live teachings and the hybrid Zoom will be happening, but please feel free to come in person and meet him in person while he's here. And of course, our email messages that go out every week about what our ongoing classes are, we'll have all that information when the time comes. And for that matter, if you're out of town, you can send us a message through our website, because we do have some cabins and some places people can stay if they have to travel from out of town in order to meet Geshe Nima during that time. So there's
Lee has a question.
Okay, yeah.
A question I have is are the Sunday classes that we've been having, are those going to continue as well, or will this course sometimes be on the Sunday class time?
So this depend on your times, My time, I think, I just, no problem for me. I just maybe usually according to the Indian time, I just teach, in the morning from 8 to 9. And then after no time, maybe you are sleeping, midnight. So 9 time, 5:45 to 8, sorry, 6:45, like that, PM, no.
Okay.
In my time teaching is like that. When I give teaching here to the student, usually I teach in the morning and the afternoon, evening time. Evening time start from 5:45 PM to 6:45. Maybe if we just, start our class at this time, maybe 7, in your time, at what time we start this session? Maybe 9 a.m. in San Antonio time, right?
Maybe.
I think we can work that
Yeah.
out. So when we still have a couple of months left to sort out details like this.
Yeah.
But Lee, you asked, thanks for raising the question. I think we hadn't even thought about that. So I think
I was just wondering, because when I'm telling people, people that I think, who would be interested, if it's like 2 separate classes. So
Yeah, for me, for me, after 7 p.m., I will be free every time, every day, whole week.
Okay.
There is no
Yeah.
any class here, in monastery. So, and then I mean, that is depend on you discuss each other within the students, among the students. Then if the time, whatever time work for you, then you just inform me, and then we just, start the session.
I think
in
we're
class.
seeing some of the design
Mm.
happening live right here.
Yeah.
Something that comes to mind, and Christopher is, you can see, wave your hand, Christopher. He's been facilitating our Sunday sessions, but my feeling is it would make a lot of sense to continue the Sunday sessions at the time we've been doing, but and have them be reviews of the material. Christopher's not
Right.
yeah, reviews and supporting what Geshe Nima's teaching is, but I think it would benefit all of us, especially the center schedule, just to keep that Sunday time slot going, and then kind of accommodate and work with Geshe Nima, as he's been saying, with regard, between our time zone and Geshe Nima's time zone, to work out his teaching times. But I think, yeah, that's not exactly answering your question, Lee, because I assume you're also thinking that it would be wonderful for others to have a live interaction with Geshe Nima. And I don't think we are at a point where we can establish that schedule, but we probably could if we decided to set it, but I don't know, we hadn't even talked about it. Is that what you're thinking?
So as per my, plan, so first model is completed, and then when we start the second model, and then if I'm not there, then we have to teach through the online or Zoom. At that time, I just, for example, in 1 week, I just come up on the Zoom and then teach virtually. And then one day I just request to the Christopher, please, you just, teach in my state, and then you just clarify this kind of point or subject, just according to your experience or like that, share the student. So just, we just do in this way. I think help the student get more experience or get more,
My feeling
clear
about
idea. Yeah.
My feeling about that is that any classes that I would facilitate would be in conjunction with what you're doing. There would be a review or a clarification or a time for group discussion, but would not be. Well, it may be that we have to have 2 classes per week once you're gone. One would be the classes that you give online, virtually, and then perhaps one that we give here at the center that are basically a continuation and clarification of what you had just previously taught. Perhaps that would work.
Yeah.
Teresa, our academic design expert, will guide us through this discovery of how to do this, right? Right, Teresa? Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions? I
have a question.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you. This is cool. Thanks for having this. I wanted to ask about the books because I was looking at the description. And I was just wondering if there was any resources to get those, since it's quite a lot of books. It could be a little expensive to get all of those. If anybody knew, like,
yeah, I
if you
think,
guys have something you do,
right.
you have any
Izzy.
tips?
Yeah, Izzy, the reading list that's on the page is what I call recommended reading. What Geshe Nima, it's not required reading. And what Geshe Nima was saying was that he'll write an article that covers all the subject matter each week, which will just be available as a no-cost PDF.
Oh, okay.
And so
Sorry.
there won't
Yeah.
be any there won't be any requirement to purchase anything. But of course, on your own, if you become curious about a particular topic, then that would be for you. We do have, I don't know where you're located. We have a library and people are
I'm in San Antonio.
Okay, we have some books here that people are always welcome to borrow, or a lot of times we have extra copies and you know, and yes, we have from time to time sent people books that
Okay.
that
Okay.
that were not unable to acquire them on their own.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I just didn't know because sometimes I've come across like online resources have PDFs of certain things. So it's like, I wonder if anybody knows something I don't. So, thank you.
Don, don't you have a question?
No?
They're all being answered.
Well,
My question was about the syllabus, but it's
so please feel free to send email questions. I think you can contact our website, which is I'm just sticking in the chat, has ways to reach us, and you can sign up for the newsletter if you haven't. We're quite responsive. Best through email, not so good on not so good with Facebook messaging, so try to use email or just call. What else? Teresa or Geshe? Anybody?
I can't think of anything else to add right at this moment, but closer to when the course is going to begin, we will send out a pre-course survey for people that are interested in attending.
Okay.
I'm very excited and grateful for this opportunity. I will say that.
here, here.
Yeah. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Geshe Lab. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you. Welcome. So I think according to our current plan, you know, I will visit to the Delhi on 13th September. I should be arriving in Delhi 17th and stay there till the 22nd September, this coming September. So on 22nd, then we come to know, you know, whether I get the visa or not. So at that time, then if a visa is confirmed, then we, you know, let know all the students, you know, specifically on this course, you know, what kind of material they need or require for this, you know, coming class. So I think there's no rush to, you know, talk each and everything in this session. I think.
Yeah.
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 I often think about a story that we read about in the traditional Tibetan Buddhist teachings about when I don't recall who it was in Tibet. Let's just say the king of Tibet sent some monks to India and they had to go over the Himalaya mountains to go request the teacher Atisha to come to Tibet and teach the Dharma. And they went to a lot of struggle and a lot of trouble to go request the teaching that leads to the perfect enlightenment and happiness for oneself, and especially for the ability to help others achieve happiness. This is our Mahayana tradition. We do this for the benefit of all beings. So they went to a lot of trouble to hike over the Himalaya mountains and to get Atisha, and Atisha joined them, and they made the return trip to Tibet, and the Tibetans then established basically the traditions that we are so grateful for, that lay out, as Geshe Nima is going to be doing for us, they lay out, as per Atisha's original thought, the step by step path to this lasting state of happiness for oneself and the ability to achieve a state where you can help others develop the same capacity. So we're so grateful to Geshe Nima. He's made it so much easier for us. He himself had to walk over the Himalaya mountains to get to India, but we didn't have to go get him. So we owe him a huge debt of gratitude for having made that very difficult journey when he was a young boy in order to reach the West so that we could have the benefit of learning from him. So Geshe La, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anything else?
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, we'll keep the messages coming, and you're also welcome to drop in on any Sunday in our regular classes that have been, these are topics that Geshe Nima suggests to us, and Christopher and Geshe Nima communicate, so we try to keep things going, and yeah. All right,
Okay,
thank you so much.
thank you, everyone.
Geshe-la. May all
Thank you.
have happiness
Thank you.
and its causes.
Okay.
We'll sign off for now.
Okay.